Well, I never expected the 2001-2002 season to be easy. Today, we've got reigning champions Manchester United. We're currently 13th. Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2021 or Football Manager 2001-2002. And there's the link to the database from the Mad Scientist in the description down below. That is right, today it is Manchester United. It is also Ipswich. We are on the 4th of October. It's going to hopefully be a somewhat successful episode. I'm hoping to beat Ipswich. In between episodes, we've kind of done alright, but also not very good. So, we beat our local rivals, Portsmouth 4-1. Svensson Davies with 2, Delap also on the score sheet. Then, when it kind of matters, in the league we lose 3-0 against Blackburn. We then put 7 past Colchester, because of course we did. And we did actually beat Spurs 3-2. Svensson, Jason Dodd and Marion Pahars were the goals in this one. Also, Klaas Lundekvam scoring a late own goal and Gustavo Poyet getting sent off as well. So it was quite an eventful match against Spurs. And then we lost 3-0 against Villa. Dion Dublin with a hat-trick in this one, knocking us out of the League Cup. Today, Ipswich in 6th, Manchester United struggling a little bit down in 9th. We are struggling a little bit more down in 13th place, but we do have technically a game in hand. Ipswich have 2 games in hand. They are undefeated. They've won 2 out of 2, beat Derby and West Ham. Cool. Before we do the Ipswich game though, I'm going to try and do this for every team that we play on camera. I missed it for Liverpool, I'm really sorry. But yeah, this is the current Ipswich squad. They've got 4 goalkeepers. Matteo Serini is going to be their number 1 goalkeeper, but also Andy Marshall's pretty good as well. Mike Salmon and Keith Brannigan getting on a bit, 37 and 35 years old. At the back, Fabian Wellness, Titus Bramble. They've got Mark Venus in there, Herman Horizon, Chris Macon. They've also got Nelson Vivas. Jamie Clapham, who I feel like Jamie Clapham was good. Was that just me thinking Jamie Clapham was good? I'm pretty sure he was good, wasn't he? You've got Richard Naylor in there as well, who's a striker and a centre-back. Matt Holland, who is arguably their best player. He's very good at the peak of his abilities at 27 years old. Jim Magilton, the former Southampton man. Fun fact, there is a picture of me when I was about 8 years old, sat on Jim Magilton's knee, and he signed me an autograph. I don't know where the picture is. I'm sorry, I'd love to find it and put it on screen. I don't know where it is. They've also got Jermaine Wright, again, one of those players, I think this was kind of the peak of his ability. He's not very good, actually, is he? I thought he'd be better than that. You've got Sixto Peralta up front. It's going to be Marcus Stewart, Finidi George, Alan Armstrong was there. 17-year-old Darren Bent, who's actually already pretty good. Apparently he's played once in the UEFA Cup and League Cup for them. Richard Logan as well. He's still a youngster. He's pretty good. And Pablo Cunigo, who's not going to be playing, probably because he's injured. But yeah, Ipswich actually don't have a terrible side. Herman Horizon, Titus Bramble, I think are going to be better than our central defence, aren't they? Yeah, almost certainly. Right then, match number 1 of the episode then. It is away from home, so we are at whatever stadium Ipswich play. I've forgotten where they play. Anyway, it's going to be Paul Jones in goal, Jason Dodd, David May, Lundekvam and Bridge at the back. We are changing up the formation, as you can probably see. We've got ourselves a defensive midfielder in the shape of Chris Marsden. Dan Petrescu would make more sense from an attribute perspective, but I don't think that makes sense from a historical perspective because he was never a defensive midfielder for us. He was a right back. So we're going to be playing Marsden there. Svensson and Oakley in the middle of the pitch. And then on the wings, Pahars is going to play as an inside forward. Actually, not a winger. He's going to be an inside forward, possibly an inside winger. We're going to do forward on attack. He's going to play on attack. Impey on the left-hand side. And then it's going to be Kevin Davies up front. The bench will be Neil Moss, Dan Petrescu, Mark Draper, King Clancy, Benali, Tessam, BT, Colo Torre and Paul Murray rounding off the subs bench there. I'm hoping we can get something out of Ipswich, although this was the season just after they qualified for Europe, the UEFA Cup I think it was at the time, so I think they're pretty good. We are struggling for fitness, and we've got some injuries as well going on, which is why players like Matt Letizia aren't in the squad at all. He's currently out injured. We're also missing somebody else. Rory Delap, that's it. Rory Delap is completely missing from the squad as well due to injuries. So hopefully we can kind of weather the storm. We can do something. Makin's throw. For some reason, Chris Macon is black. I feel like he wasn't black. He's got the ball once again. Jim Magilton, number 7, the former Southampton man. He's gone long. Finidi George on the volley. What a finish that is, but he was definitely offside. Apparently we had VAR in 2001 as well. The goal has been disallowed thanks to this new space age technology. I think he was quite a distance offside. Yeah, he was. Magilton's ball just a little bit too late there for Finidi George. Do you know what I'd love? Us to, score a goal on camera. I'm fully aware we've only played 1 and a bit matches, but so far there hasn't been any goals, not even for the opposition. We are 35 minutes into the first half, and all that has happened is Finidi George has scored a goal from an offside position. And that brings us to half-time. It's 3 shots apiece, not a single one on target for anybody. Thrash arms, I'm not pleased. Let's try and fire some people up. Impey's not doing so hot. Davies is nervous. We're going to pump fists. There's a lot more to come from you. Try and fire them up. That also hasn't worked. Right, no changes for us at half-time, although Impey will be coming off. We're going to be bringing on Kinkladze at any moment. I feel like we've had another shot, so of Ipswich. Still nothing on target, though. Impey for Georgie Kinkladze. Do we change Kinkladze to be something slightly different? An advanced playmaker on support? Sure. Just do that and see what happens. We're also going to do Davies off for Beattie. Again, I'm not sure whether that's a good thing to do or not. Beattie's good. Pahars arguably should be playing up front. We've had a shot on target. We haven't seen anything. This is the most exciting game of football we've ever seen. It's 0-0. There has been one highlight. One highlight in the entire game. We are on the 88th minute. I'm not even going to do a final change. It's going to be another 0-0 draw. Trying to look on the brighter side. It's a point. It's a point away from home against a very good Ipswich side. But I'd like to, have some content for this YouTube video. Well, 4 games into the season then, we've got a total of 5 points, 1 win, 2 draws and a defeat to our name. Because that first match was probably very short, we might be playing Manchester United and Leeds. Let's go forward to the United game. We've got quite a bit of a break because I think we might be looking at international games. Right, we are back ready for the second match of the episode against Manchester United at Old Trafford. However, a little bit of transfer business to talk about. Dan Petrescu, who was arguably one of our best players, I've sold him. And it's annoyed quite a lot of footballers in our team. But yeah, Petrescu's been sold to Al Sadd. He's basically gone for some small amount of money because I wanted to sign some new people. And boy, did I sign some new people. I signed nobody. I was trying to get Alfinger Holland so I could do, put in the thumbnail, I could put a big "We've signed Holland." I couldn't even do that. I tried to sign a new goalkeeper, thinking maybe we can get somebody better than Paul Jones. I tried to sign Chris Bart-Williams. I had the money to spend. We didn't have the wage budget. And if we look at our finances now, we still don't have the wage budget. And we now don't have the money to spend either. Realistically, we should probably do that. And we're still over budget. So, yeah, we're struggling financially to get some people. Anyway, Manchester United. So, looking at their squad, it's actually quite thin on the ground, isn't it? Their number 1 goalkeeper is going to be Roy Carroll. Did they have anyone better at this point in time? I feel like they must have done. Surely they must have had somebody better. Have they accidentally sold somebody? Because I've seen this before. Liverpool in the last episode should have had Jersey Dudek, but for some reason he went out on loan somewhere. So I don't think they've sold anybody. Ronnie Johnson's gone to Sporting, which I guess could be a good thing for us. So Raymond van der Gaal and Roy Carroll are their goalkeeping options. They got Laurent Blanc, Wes Brown is there. Irwin is still there at 35. Gary Neville, young Gary Neville, 26 years old. Mikel Silvestre as well, just 24 years old. They only seem to have one fit centre-back, don't they? Laurent Blanc might be being in the middle of defence with Mikel Silvestre, and we might see Dennis Irwin playing as a left-back today. Phil Neville's in, Nicky Butt's there, Roy Keane, obviously 30 years old, so he's at peak angry Roy Keane level. Quentin Fortune Beckham at 26 years old. This must have just been before he made his move over to Real Madrid. He's very good, isn't he? He's certainly very good. I'm not sure what I was expecting. I feel like they've been a little bit keen, a little bit friendly on his acceleration and pace. Wasn't really part of his game, was it? But anyway, doesn't matter. That's just me picking holes in a world-class footballer in the shape of David Beckham. Veron, Scholes, Giggs. They've signed Albert Luke as well for a lot of money. Andy Cole and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in this Manchester United team. This is going to be difficult. I feel like we're going to get hammered. Right then, Manchester United, and we're doing something. I don't really know what we're doing, but we're doing something. We are going to go with a 4-3-2-1, apparently, but it's asymmetric. A lot of this is to try and get Matt Letizia in the squad. Also, I feel like I don't want you as a wide playmaker, just as a winger. You need to be on attack, though. You need to be the one doing the lengths up and down the right-hand side. It's Paul Jones in goal, Jason Dodd, David May, Lundevam and Bridge at the back. David May obviously returning against his former team. Tessem, Svensson and Oakley in midfield. Tessem will be on the right-hand side. On the left, we're going to have Andy Impey in that space. He will probably eventually get substituted for Georgie Kinkladze. And Matt Letizia is just going to stand on the football pitch and produce magic. That's the hope anyway. And Marin Pahars will be up front. It ain't going to work, but we're doing it anyway. Could you imagine nowadays, not even nowadays, in 2001, somebody turning up with a team sheet and going, this is what we're going to play, and just giving you that mess? They'll look at you like, what are you talking about? We're going to try it at Old Trafford, because of course we're going to try it at Old Trafford. They are down in 9th, we are down in 12th. We're actually joined on points, but we did concede a lot of goals against Blackburn and Villa. No, Villa was in the Cup. I'm not sure who else we conceded goals against. Early chance for Ryan Giggs for United. It's almost found its way in. Paul Jones didn't need to get a hand on that. In fact, I think Veron might have been offside. We've got ourselves a throw. Jason Dodd to Joe Tessem. Back to Jason Dodd. Tessem, by the way, has signed a contract because people tried to steal him. Svensson to Dodd. We've got 3 in the middle. Svensson again. Somebody cross it in, please. We've eventually crossed it in, and Mikael Silvestre is going to be the man to clear it. And we've got no defence. Okay, we do have defence. There's just a very big gap. Paul Scholes to Giggs on that left-hand side. We've just let him go, and it's a good save, and we put the ball in. I mean, Veron's claiming it, but that was almost certainly you, which I feel like is Lundekvarm. It is Klaus Lundekvarm. He is somewhat of an own goal specialist, I think. Well, that highlight started somewhat optimistically and ended quite abysmally, didn't it? But we are 6.5 minutes in, still plenty of time. Matt Le Tissier going for a header. Don't think he's ever done one of them. Roy Keane's just ran through the middle of this. Paul Jones makes a save. It's going to be a corner for United. I think the fact that we haven't got that defence midfielder might possibly be causing us issues here. David Beckham, for some reason, didn't take the corner. When you've got Beckham, you should have him taking your corners. Paul Jones is on a 7.5 for us. Since the early flurry of highlights for United, not a lot has happened. In fact, we have yet to have a shot. Laurent Blanc to Mikael Silvestre, so I was right that they were going to play Silvestre at the back. Is that Paul Clement? I feel like, is it Paul or Neil? I don't know. It's somebody. I think he ended up being the Derby manager, didn't he? Giggs down that left-hand side. He's got possibly... Who was that? I think that's Tessem is number 7, isn't he? No, it is Le Tissier. Of course it's Le Tissier. Lundekvarm's just clattered somebody. We've got away with that one, though. Instead, there's a free kick. David Beckham, well outside of the of Beckham territory, rolls it to Giggs. He's going to go off, plays it to Roy Keane, and Roy Keane gets his first goal of the season. It's 2-0. Apparently that was his 50th career league goal as well. Good job, Roy. I mean, can you not do it against us, though? Right, something isn't working. And by something, I mean all of it. What we're going to do is we're going to drop you into that space. Or do we drop... No, you go back there. You drop into that space there. You can then be a ball-winning midfielder on defend. We'll stick Oakley there, because I feel like Oakley might be slightly better at doing that. He's got 14 tackling. And this is what we're going to... I mean, this is certainly not going to work. I don't want to do any subs yet. We're only 37 minutes in. Half-time, the tactical changes kind of shut United up. But, I mean, they still did have a couple of chances. We have yet to have a chance against United. But this is back when Southampton historically weren't very good. And Man United were historically very good. Le Tissier, I'm furious with your performance. 6.1. I've made this formation to try and get the best out of you, buddy. And you're doing nothing. We've got a free kick a few minutes into the second half. Lundekvarm's going to take it in the centre circle. Anders Svensson collects. We've got some runners. What a ball that is. Finds Joe Tessem. And Tessem's shot is deflected off Clement. It is going to be a corner. Le Tissier is going to waddle over slowly to go and take it. Are we going to get somebody on the end of this? Le Tissier, right-footed corner to Marin Pahars, who's never going to win that because he's 5'9". And Impey collects it. Plays it backwards towards David May. If he's awake enough to collect that, he did, and the highlight ended. I think that's probably for the best. Gary Neville with a throw to Veron. Misplaced pass, finds Le Tissier, invites Andy Impey forward, tries to get some space for himself, and Impey goes for the opposite corner, hits it well wide. We're looking a bit more bright. A bit brighter, aren't we, in this second half? Le Tissier's gone up to a 6.1 now. It's not good enough, though, Matt, is it? You're coming off. We're going to bring on King Cladsey. They're saying Davies. No, we're going to bring on King Cladsey because I feel like that is a like-for-like change. I also want to bring off... Oakley's on a 6.7. He's doing good. Svensson then can come off for Paul Murray. Is Paul Murray any good? He's not bad, actually. Paul Murray is certainly not bad. We've got one final change, which maybe we look at possibly bringing off Pahars or Impey at some point. But second half has been a bit better. Don't score a goal now. Because I've said the second half's been better. Don't just immediately ruin it for us. King Cladsey's got this on the left. He's going to run into the space. He needs some support in the middle. King Cladsey should be good enough to get past Beckham. Crosses it to Joe Tessem at the back. He's had 2 chances. The first one saved. The second one, it's a post. How have we not scored from that? It should be 2-1. It should be 2-1. Tessem really should have scored from that chance. We are going to do our final change. Impey's on a 6.2 as well. We've got no one else we can really bring on to play on that left-hand side. Davies, I guess? And we do that? Davies as an enganche? That's not going to work. Davies, can you play there? Deep line forward. That works. Tessam's got a lot of ground to cover. Can we see the squares, please? I don't know how we get the squares. How do we get the squares on the pitch so we see who's covering what ground? Because I can't see. What's this? I've never seen this. I'll probably not do that. Well, I couldn't work out how to do it, so we are just sticking with that. We are basically going 2 up front now for the final, 15, 20 minutes of the game. Albert Luke collects for United the new signing in this save, not in real life. Giggs is going to run forward with this ball, straight through the middle of about 4 Southampton players. Luke's collected this, and Luke is going to put that one in. It is 3-0 against Manchester United at Old Trafford. I'm not sure what I was expecting. It probably was this, wasn't it? Still not over. Beckham with a free kick. Solskjaer's there. It's a header clear from David May. Kinkladze's going to pick this one up. Counter-attack is on. We've got the numbers, maybe? Possibly. Kinkladze to Marion Pahars. In on goal. Pahars goes for goal. Puts it in the opposite corner. I'll take it. I will take that. 3-1 against Man United at Old Trafford. It's not a good result, but we got a goal. We got a goal out of it. Maybe we can get ourselves another one. We should have got a goal from Tessam. Arguably, we've just been outscored. We haven't been out-footballed, although the match ratings might say we've been out-footballed. David May plays it all the way across to Marion Pahars. We have suddenly kind of turned up here. Pahars cuts inside. He's been tripped by Neville. That might be a red card and a penalty. Gary Neville might be loving VAR right now, because if that was outside the area, he might be saved. If that was in the area, I think that's a second yellow and a penalty. If it's outside, he might get away with nothing. Although, if it's a foul outside, he still might get his yellow card and get sent off. What do we got? It is a penalty. It could be 3-2. We've taken off Matt Letizia. Joe Tessam, who should have scored earlier but hit the post, is going to step up against, I think it's Roy Carroll in goal, isn't it? Joe Tessam then with his brand new contract into the bottom left-hand corner. It's 3-2. We've got to go for it, haven't we? We've got to go for it. We're going attacking for the final few minutes. Let's see if we can get ourselves one more chance to get a goal. I mean, United have been superb. Paul Jones has been superb for us. We have turned up. Since I've done the tweaks to the formation, given ourselves 2 strikers, certainly seems to have helped. It's not helped enough, though. It is a defeat. But we scored some goals. We scored a couple of goals. Admittedly, one was a penalty. I might need to try and make this formation again somehow. Still early days in the league, obviously, but 5 games in, 5 points on the board. If we get this from the rest of the season, we'll finish on 38, which should be enough to stave off relegation. That's essentially what we're trying to do with this Southampton side. As you can see, Spurs currently top of the table, Chelsea, Newcastle, and our next opponent, Leeds, who we are going to play in this episode. So, we'll be right back. Right, back to St Mary's then, back to play Leeds United. We are going to go for this crazy formation because I think it worked. And I'm pretty sure I've set this up exactly how it was for the remainder of the United game where we scored 2 goals. So the back 5 remains the same. Jones, Dodd, May, Lundekvam and Bridge. No, it doesn't. David May, Kolo Toure. We're going to see Kolo Toure getting his Southampton debut today. It's going to be Matt Oakley, again, playing as that ball in a midfielder because I think he did a decent job there, if I'm honest. Tessam and Svensson will be in midfield. Kinkladze on that left-hand side with Davies and Pahars up front for this one. I've just realised I've not had a look at the Leeds United squad, so we'll have a quick look here then. Nigel Martin, Danny Mills, Lucas Radibi, Dominic Matteo and Ian Hart at the back. Let's not give them a free kick because Ian Hart will be scoring that. Andre Uya, who I think they signed in the summer in the save but not in real life from Ajax. Olivier Decourt, Lee Bowyer, Robbie Keane, Harry Kewell and Alan Smith. That is a frightening front 3 there. Keane, Kewell and Smith is frightening. That's a very good side, isn't it? There is no doubt that Leeds back in the early 2000s were really, really good. Right, apparently we are looking to cause an upset, which means Leeds United are definitely favourites for this, which is no surprise to me. They are currently 6th in the table. I'd like to get a win or a draw here. I think a draw is more likely, but if we can get ourselves a win, I'll take that. 20 odd minutes in and we've had no highlights. However, Leeds have had quite a few shots. We've apparently had a shot. There is finally a throw, possibly going to be Ian Hart taking it. It is Ian Hart. They are saying I should be playing Matt Oakley in a more familiar position. He's on a 6-7. Leave him alone, lads. Olivier Decourt. Lundevarm gets that ball clear. That is good, but it's going to come straight back to the South African. It's Uya. Lee Bowyer's running. Danny Mills. Kinkladze's stolen it. This is good. Counter-attack time. Marion Pahars. He's got past his man. Kelvin Davies. He's played that across. Why did he play that to Kinkladze? Keep it in, buddy. The little Georgian does manage to keep it in. Crosses it in. Davies is there. He's not going to jump for it. And now it is end-to-end football. Robbie Keane's going to run with this. I think that's Smith to his is now left. Keane's gone for goal himself. That is lucky. That is very lucky. I feel like both teams could and probably should have scored in that bit of football. Well, similar to the Ipswich game at the start of the episode, there's not really a lot going on. We've had 3 shots, 2 on target. They've had 8, still only 2 on target there. I'm going to say I'm not happy because I want to see football. I want to see football happening. That's all I want. I'm going to put it on positive as well. See whether that makes a bit of a difference. Ian Hart is going to pick this one up for Leeds. Plays it back to Dominic Matteo. In the middle, Uya's not going to get there. Svensson's stolen this away. We've got the numbers. Marian Pahars, the little Latvian, in on goal. And he's hit the post. And Kevin Davies was not awake enough to capitalise on that. Instead, we have a throw. Dodd to Tessum. Scored against Manchester United from the penalty spot. Kolo Toure heads forward. Robbie Keane collects. He just walks straight past Matt Oakley. Obviously, playing out of position, they like to keep reminding me. Oakley then steals the ball back, though. Lundetvarm to Wayne Bridge. We haven't seen a lot of Wayne Bridge, have we? He doesn't seem to be doing a huge amount. Pahars has been tackled by the South African Lucas Radebe. And now Alan Smith can go off towards the left-hand side. Oakley's with him every step of the way. Oakley doesn't manage to steal the ball. Smith's into the penalty area. That's a penalty. I think that's Oakley going through the back of Alan Smith. And that's going to be a penalty. I'd love for a way to skip this. Just a little skip button in the top right like you can do with replays. Just tell me what it is. I don't need the animation. What are we going to get? Is it a penalty? Is it going to be a dive? It is a penalty. Come on, Paul. Come on, Paul Jones. You did a good job against United, even though you did concede 3, but you did a decent job. It is going to be Ian Hart stepping up to take it. Jones goes the right way, but doesn't go far enough. And Ian Hart makes it 1-0 to Leeds, his 2nd goal of the season. I've just had a thought. Can we do play for set pieces? There we go. Let's give that a go, because I know we don't have Letizia on the pitch, but we do have Wayne Bridge, who I think his free kicks are probably like 16, 17, so he's very good at them. He's very similar to Ian Hart in that sense. So if we get a free kick in a good place, Wayne Bridge should be taking it. Bowyer takes that. Radebe's going to get on the end of it for Leeds, but heads it just wide of Paul Jones's goal. We need to get ourselves back into this game. King Cladsey is having a bit of a shocker, isn't he? So, is it going to be Andy Impey? It's got to be Andy Impey, doesn't it? We'll do Impey, and we're also going to do this. Rory Delap is not a striker. We're going to put Letizia on as a... Can we do... I don't want to put him there again, because it didn't work, did it? It certainly did not work. Trequartista, I feel like he needs to be able to run for that, which is certainly something he can't do. Shadow striker, sure. We'll give it a go. All of our attacks, really, we should focus down the left. Is that what I'm thinking here? If we go down the left... We then invite Impey and Bridge forward. Tessum's going to be in the box anyway, and if we try and get the crosses in... I'm talking like I know tactics. I have no idea. Letizia with a free kick for us. 70-ish minutes. Oakley's there. He doesn't get on the end of it. Letizier's not going to get there, is he? He's not paying enough attention, and now Leeds possibly with a counter-attack. Danny Mills finds Robbie Keane. We've got numbers back. Toure's there with him. He's gone straight past Toure. He's gone towards goal. Paul Jones can hold on to that one. That wasn't really a highlight, was it? Dodd's throw finds Tessum. Back to Jason Dodd. Now Letizia needs Dodd to run. Terrible pass from Matt Letizia. It's certainly what he's known for, is misplaced passes and terrible free kicks and corners, isn't he? That's his thing. It's Robbie Keane. He's going to run with this. Back to Ian Hart. Down the left. Is that Tessum? Joe Tessum, don't give him a kick. Harry Kewell's got past Dodd. Smith, edge of the area, tries to get some space. Andre Uya's there, and he's blasted that into the bottom corner. It is 2-0 to Leeds. I don't like the fact that we have to scroll to see where we are in the Premier League now. Down to 15th place. 6 games played, just 5 points on the board. 3 minutes left of this match. I can't see us getting anything else out of it. I don't know whether we've got just fitness concerns. Some people play really well some matches and then really bad other matches. Impey has this ball, plays it towards Marian Pahars. He's gone off towards the right-hand side. Needs Tessum to give him an option. Pahars is going it alone here. Pahars does go it alone, hits it well wide. Now, I don't want to go back to my tried and tested 4-4-2 formation or 4-2-4 formation that I basically play in every other save, but I feel like I kind of might need to try and actually win some games, because this was not a good performance. Bridge and Dodd getting 6.2s. Like, I don't know what they were possibly doing to play that badly. Throw the water bottle, far from pleased. So, Leeds coast past Saints. Coasted, really? Were we that bad? Right, let's have a look at the season preview. We're expected to finish 13th. So, I mean, I feel like we are kind of on target for that. I feel like we're kind of on target for finishing around that area. We do need to start winning some games, but we have had, I'd argue, a very difficult start to the season when you think Liverpool, Blackburn, Spurs, Man United and Leeds, and arguably Ipswich as well, they're all up the top end of the table. They are top 10 sides at the very least. If you take Ipswich out, they're probably top 6 sides. So, yeah, we've had a tough start. Leicester up next. Sunderland, also a winnable game. Bolton down there as well, winnable game. So we've got some easier matches. We are going to come back next episode for some of those winnable games. Derby, Villa and Middlesbrough just before a January transfer window opens, which I still don't know was a thing in 2001, 2002. But yeah, we're going to hopefully do 3 matches. Depends. It might just be 2 matches because if, Derby match is like a 7-4 thriller and Villa's like 6-all, we won't have time for Middlesbrough, but maybe we'll do 3 like this episode. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. It wasn't that great, was it, in the end? A 0-0 draw with Ipswich, a 3-2 defeat against Manchester United, and a 2-0 defeat against Leeds. But we did score some goals, and we did get a point. We probably should have got more against United. I think Joe Tesson probably should have scored the goal when he hit the post. But anyway, that is enough for this episode. Thank you very much for watching the 2001-2002 database on FM21. If you have been enjoying and you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. It's free, it's not going to cost you anything. Also, if you're enjoying, hit the like button. Stick your comments down in the comments section below about how awful I am at Football Manager, and I will agree to every single one of them. And I'll see you in the next episode for Derby, Villa, and possibly a bit of Middlesbrough. See you next time.